You're also not a big fan of like
I didn't get much of that on
cream,
there. Yes.
whipped cream.
Oh, squirty cream. I hate that so much. Why do you guys call it squirty cream? Whipped cream works just as well.
And you sell whipped cream too. Like.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, I'm Alicia Beck.
And I'm Jordan Beck.
And this is Around the World and Beck. Sometimes we post amazing travel vlogs, and sometimes it's a little bit about being Americans living in the UK, which is
only relevant for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and it's definitely what we're doing today. So today we will be trying British classics.
We thought, what better way to say goodbye as an homage to some British food.
Yeah, so we went to our local grocery store and we picked up just the frozen section of what is typically thought of as like British classics. So we've got a handful that we're going to be trying today. They are currently all in the oven, cooking at their various times. And so we are going to be pulling them out, trying them hot and fresh, and we'll start with the first one.
Item number one is going to be toad in the hole. Right away, it doesn't necessarily look appetizing, but we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm honestly like, it's the surrounding bit that's kind of getting me, not necessarily the sausage part. And we got a pork version. I know originally it was made with like some type of beef. Oh, this is like a struggle. I need a knife. But yeah, it's this out casing thing that is kind of making me feel some type of way. Why is this so hard? That's honestly pretty good.
As for a quick little store-bought item, you know, a couple pounds, throw it in the oven, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really not bad. And it wasn't hard to make at all. You literally just peel the thing off and throw it in there. I'm curious to try this at like a proper pub where it's like as intended, not just
more love is put into it.
Yeah, not like a film that's been peeled off. But from what I was reading online, the reason why it was called toad in the hole, or at least thought to be, is that like the sausages peeking up kind of look like a toad peeking its head out of the water.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it's like kind of like a lot of like the staples within like the UK culture. It's food that was cheap and easy to make that would stretch a long ways to fill people up. And I feel like this hits the nail on the head. Like, I don't know if this is like a breading or if it's like a solidified
it's
mash.
Like mushy in the middle, but I think that could also be the quality of the food. But
yeah, I think the sausage itself is really good and the outside is unoffensive. So overall, I'm gonna give it like an 8. It surprised me.
I'm gonna go 6.5. I think it's just this quality that's kind of holding me back.
I think it has potential to be like really decent in a pub.
Still really good.
All right, item number 2.
Item number 2, when she put this on the list for me to get, I struggled like crazy to find these because they're not what I imagined what they would look like when she wrote Scotch egg.
You weren't picturing something breaded?
I was not picturing this. And this reminds me of when we were in Rome and did our food tour. So I'm curious to know exactly what is a Scotch egg.
Well, if you're anticipating a mozzarella ball, you might be a little disappointed.
Okay.
So to my understanding, this is a boiled egg and sausage around the outside. And it used to, back in like the 19th century, have a fish paste on the outside. So just count your blessings that that's not what it is. But I'm not particularly a super fan of boiled eggs. Yeah. So I'm curious what this is going to be like. Oh,
yeah, nice cut though.
That cut really clean. I'm not like a huge egg fan in general, but it smells decent so far. I don't love it.
It could have been worse, I think. Still not for me. I'm just not a huge like, when you said egg fan like that. Like.
Yeah, and I feel like the texture and the just the dryness of the yolk makes the breading feel even drier. So my mouth just feels like all the moisture was like, yeah, it's okay. It's really not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, especially with that like foreboding shape, you know? Just like,
You should crack into it and see what's inside. Ooh, like, yeah. I'm honestly gonna have to go with like a 3 on this.
yeah, I think I'm also gonna go with 3. It's not my favorite thing I've ever eaten, but definitely better than I was anticipating.
Yeah.
And speaking of better than anticipating, I also put on the shopping list black pudding. However, black pudding was fresh out at the 2 stores Jordan went to, despite the fact that online said they sold it. And he was like, do you want me to go to a 3rd store? And I was like, shucks, I guess we won't try black pudding. Like no part of me wanted to do it, but I was willing to do it for the video. So I'm okay that did not make the cut today. But moving on to item number 3.
Next on this list is going to be bangers and mash. This one's pretty popular. I've seen this one more than the other 2 that we've had. I remember we went to a restaurant and I think one of your families ordered it.
Yeah, I think somebody has. I don't think I've personally ever eaten it. And I don't actually know if you're supposed to eat the mash with the banger, but it's happening.
It's got kind of like a caramelized sauce there, almost.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
like a gravy of some kind?
Yeah, that's the word. Has a beautifully married combination of mash with sausage and that gravy.
Very stirry meal, it feels like.
And for something you can throw in the oven, a couple quid, really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it like, I'm just coming strong right here. Like an 8.
Ooh, I actually don't know if I like this as much as Toad in the Hole, which is interesting. Something about that breading was really nice to me. And it could be the fact that it's like a log of potato leg. So it could be that, but the sausage stuff was good. Overall combo, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. One also interesting facts are, I was Googling all this stuff before we started, and the term bangers comes from the fact that this meal kind of dates back to like World War I. And the reason why it was called bangers instead of like sausages is because you couldn't really call it sausages because the filling was just like whatever. So like there was water, there was like anything. So it was like kind of getting away with it.
This is probably one of the more iconic ones. Probably more so than the previous one. We have shepherd's pie.
Like sloshed in there a little bit.
It's yeah. I like the little lines, but otherwise it looks
decent presentation. This is also one of the more expensive ones that we picked out. And Jordan will be dining alone on this one because this has beef in it. From what I understand, it's another just classic like meat and potatoes kind of dish. I have had different types of like fisherman's pie or other things like that, and they all have slapped. Just something about like just the meat gravy and then like the potato on top. I think it does really well, so I'm curious how you feel about it.
When I was envisioning shepherd's pie, I was really envisioning a pie, but
Played yourself.
stuff with shepherd. No, just kidding. But this one, it's more potato, I think, than actual meat. And I also think that's good because the meat in this one is not the best in the world.
No, for £3?
Yeah, so it's almost like you're having potato with some meat flavoring in it. Like, it's okay. Honestly, not something I would order or even pick up again. But as this is enjoyed, mint level, probably a 5.
Well, that means that my score matches you at a 5. So solid 10. And moving on to our last hearty dish before we get to enjoy some desserts. This is Yorkshire pudding. And honestly, I'm wildly confused by it.
I don't get the hype.
Like, it's like a staple. Like they have contests as to like who can make the biggest one. I guess like the biggest one ever made is like the size of an apartment. And like, to my understanding, the Yorkshire pudding part is literally just the breading, which is like a pastry. Like, it's fine. But I was reading that it's traditionally eaten with onion gravy. So we did buy and make some of that to add to it. I don't know. I guess I just don't get the hype. It feels like it's going to be very bland.
What's also confusing is the word pudding is also used in desserts.
Yes, exclusively it feels like, except for this.
But this isn't.
It doesn't feel like a dessert, but you know, I'm gonna give it a go. and we're gonna see how we like it.
Very messy. A lot of gravy. I feel like this is gonna be a gravy test, not necessarily a.
Oh, we have regular ones we could use too.
There you go. I can't tell. It feels like I'm just eating gravy.
It feels like that's exactly what I thought that was gonna taste like. Like it is bread and gravy.
I don't get the hype.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not like jumping up and down about it. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a 4. Like
It's a 4.
like it's okay. I don't know. I'm excited for dessert. We've got 2 desserts in store, and I feel like I need something with a little bit more oomph. So hopefully this comes in clutch.
What?
He bought it and he doesn't know. This is sticky toffee pudding, which I have had different types of sticky toffee pudding items. Lots of things sticky toffee flavored, but I don't actually know if I've had the OG pudding in a cup kind of thing. So I'm excited for it. It just said to pop it in the microwave for 50 seconds. So I'm anticipating it to be a little warm, ooey gooey.
That hits the spot.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Oh, wait. Keep going to the bottom.
Oh,
It's got like a...
there's like a drizzle. Okay, this means we have to do bite number 2, right?
Yeah. I'm afraid I'm going to get it all over the table. Hot.
Oh,
I'm going to start off hands down. That's a 10.
that's a 10. It is so good.
As the weather has gotten colder and you get into those fall vibes, this is exactly the dessert.
Oh, it is peak. Like this with like a warm cup of tea.
Or even
like,
milk.
Oh, milk would be good. Ice cold milk or like hot tea. Either could just be like chef's kiss. Like so good. All right, so on to our final one. I have a feeling it's not gonna beat this one though. This was so good.
So good.
Our very final item is an English trifle. This one's specifically strawberry flavored. And I'm not gonna lie, Jordan let this thing tilt sideways on the way home, so it has seen better days. But I bet it still tastes just fine.
It's gonna dive way
Gotta get
deep in
all
there.
the layers, you know?
That trifle layer.
It's like a Jell-O at the bottom.
It's just like coming in as a close competitor to the last one, in my opinion.
Interesting.
I really like it.
I think it's good too.
It's light, it's fluffy. Who doesn't love strawberries, right?
The only thing I'm not sure about is like,
real strawberries.
the only thing I'm not sure about is there's like a layer in here, which is like a sponge cake. And it just feels like it's a little soggy, which I don't like. And like maybe it's supposed to be soggy. Maybe this is just like not the best one out there. I'm not really sure. But the texture of that like soaked through bread is not my favorite.
You're also not a big fan of like
I didn't get much of that on there.
cream, whipped cream.
Oh, squirty cream. I hate that so much. Why do you guys call it squirty cream? Whipped cream works just as well.
And you sell whipped cream too. Like, this is good. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. But I would rate it at an 8, probably.
Okay. I think I'd also go an 8 on it. Like, it is a solid, really, like, it's a good dessert, and I feel like you could eat a little bit extra of it and not feel like as guilty.
So yeah, I agree with you.
It's really good. Well, this has been us trying British classics, and it like surprises me how little of these we'd actually been able to order over our time. Another big one is fish and chips, which we've obviously had countless times, so it seemed a little silly to eat it on camera. But while Jordan enjoys the rest of his dessert over there, we're gonna go ahead and close out the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this. If you got any more suggestions for us, especially things we could do once we're stateside again, please let us know, because we are here to try more British stuff.
So with that, hit that subscribe button and let us know what you think. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.